I expect to receive a car that I've just bought, which is called McLaren F1.
What happens when you focus on one single task to produce the greatest supercar the world has ever seen, ignoring top speed, acceleration or power boasting, and instead focusing on delivering pure driving enjoyment?
Hearing the feel of the brakes, the car is so alive.
Well, in 1992, legendary F1 engineer Gordon Murray did just this. So sit back and relax, because my name's Alex, and you're watching QuattroCam. The McLaren F1 was born out of a dream to create the ultimate road car. In 1988, Gordon Murray, the legendary F1 designer, began to envision a sports car focused purely on driver engagement and enjoyment. He wanted to take everything he'd learned from designing championship-winning F1 race cars and distill it into a singular driving machine. Murray had grown frustrated with the disconnect and bloat that he saw in modern supercars. Rather than chase outright power, he prioritized lightness and driver control above all. The goal was simple: build the greatest driving experience on four wheels. Easier said than done. After leaving McLaren's racing division, Murray enlisted the help of Peter Stevens, who penned the graceful shape in carbon fibre, revolutionary at the time. Murray believed carbon fibre would allow him to achieve unparalleled structural rigidity and low weight, his prime directives. The team brought aboard BMW Motorsport, which supplied a 6.1-litre V12 engine, churning out over 600 horsepower. With support from McLaren cars boss Ron Dennis, the program received the green light in 1991. What emerged after years of development was a singular supercar purpose-built for the human behind the wheel, and the rest would soon be history. When we consider the standout supercars throughout history, the design brief called for spectacular styling or massive power above all. The Lamborghini Miura stunned showgoers with its beautiful lines and mid-engine layout. The Ferrari F40 grabbed headlines with its race-grade turbocharged V8, composite construction, and links to Formula 1. Both exceptional cars without a doubt, but those priorities stole something. The F1 went down an altogether different path from its rivals. Murray focused solely on minimizing weight and maximizing driver involvement. To fulfill that vision, Murray and his team took racing fundamentals to heart and incorporated minimalist design principles, such as the lightest possible components, keeping aerodynamic drag to a minimum, and prioritizing feel and feedback from every part they installed, all building towards the ultimate driving experience. The McLaren F1 employed exotic materials like ultra-rigid but lightweight carbon fibre, far before it was commonplace, and Kevlar, the same material used in bulletproof vests due to its lightweight and strength. Aluminium was chosen for metal components and structures to reduce weight in critical areas. The bodywork itself weighed just 264 pounds in total, roughly half the weight of a conventional vehicle. Attention to airflow also played a huge part of the F1. Murray leveraged his F1 experience to root out inefficiencies while maintaining a clean and elegant design. The low-slung nose tapered off elegantly behind the carbon fibre passenger cell, reducing drag wherever possible. Even the exposed aluminium floor came shaped purely for aerodynamic performance. Just peering into the driver-focused cockpit gives us a window into the F1's form follows function ethos, uninterested in flashy touches for the sake of it. Purpose-built function guided every decision on the F1. The carbon fibre tub combines strength and incredible rigidity, so additional brace bars or chassis reinforcement, where needed, further saving weight. Inside, essential driver components took center stage over lavish trim. The instrument cluster sits flanked by unobstructed sightlines. Thin driver padding and a fixed wheel height serves to enhance feel. Even the ultra-thin bodywork helps transmit road feedback that much easier. But for all its mechanical purity, it was still accommodating and somewhat comfortable for a supercar. The pedals suit heel and towing. HVAC and radio controls fall readily at hand. Only the shifter stands stiff and precise to sharpen its movements. Once the engine rumbles to life and seatbelt straps tighten, no distractions remain. Our focus settles wholly on the experience unfolding between human and machine. Another experience between human and machine is your relationship to that subscribe button. We're on a mission to hit 15,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you've already hit the like button because you love this video, why not hit the subscribe button too and help us reach this goal together? Now back to the McLaren. Mounted longitudinally behind the cockpit lies its beating heart, a 6.1-litre naturally aspirated V12, jointly developed with the wizards of BMW Motorsport. Codenamed the S70/2, it represented a true clean sheet masterpiece of race engineering tailored for the road. Output stood at an impressive 618 horsepower at 7,400 RPM, along with 480 foot-pounds of torque at just 5,000 RPM. Redline sat all the way up at an F1-worthy 7,800 RPM, exceedingly high for a production car power plant of any era. In fact, Gordon Murray changed cams specifically to help it rev higher. As you might expect from an engine with racing pedigree, design choices centered wholly on power delivery and free breathing. Each cylinder features its own electronically controlled throttle for ultra-precise response. The 4-valve aluminium heads employ variable valve timing, also cutting-edge technology for road cars at the time. A perfectly even 90-degree firing order lent itself to the engine's telltale V12 wail, sending the engine's immense power to the rear wheels courtesy of a transverse 6-speed manual closely related to McLaren's F1 race cars. Its precise click-action shifts emit a signature metallic crack at full throttle, accompanied by a blip of the throttle. All this high-revving action generates a fair amount of heat. To combat this, the F1's engine bay is lined in pure gold, the best heat reflector available and not something you see all that often. Completing the seamless pedigree is a lightweight dry sump lubrication system that slashed parasitic drag while enhancing cornering grip. With a mythical scream, an unrelenting wave of torque, and a hungry appetite for revs, the S70/2 stands among the greatest driver engines ever conceived. And as you would expect, the F1's lightweight DNA directly manifests itself in staggering performance potential. At 2,500 pounds dry, its power-to-weight ratio exceeds pretty much anything else on four wheels in 1992, and indeed many years after. The McLaren F1 could boast some pretty insane numbers, even by today's standards. 0 to 60 is dispatched in just 3.2 seconds from a manual in the early 90s. It could reach 420 miles per hour, which to this day, some 25 years later, makes it the fastest naturally aspirated production car in the world. There's more to real-world speed than just straight-line punch, however, and the F1 excels here also. With a laundry list of racing design elements on board, the F1 dominated circuits like nothing else. Gordon Murray himself first took to the track in 1993 with McLaren's development car. At Britain's Silverstone GP, this street-legal prototype shocked onlooking race engineers by running lap times exceeding those of Formula 3 single-seaters. An international coming-out party soon followed. A near-production-ready F1 prototype would tear up the Nardo handling circuit in Italy, posting a lap some 12 seconds faster than the present exotic car lap record holders like the Ferrari F40. Just take a second to understand that. 12 whole seconds faster than a Ferrari F40. As you would expect, journalists on hand could scarcely believe street-legal rubber could handle such cornering loads over 30 sustained miles. But records and bragging rights tell only part of the story. It's experiencing the F1's nimble reflexes that reveals its purpose-built brilliance. How these racing tech elements come together at speed and stand as a testament to what we can achieve when driving purity is the focus. Over 3 decades later, the F1 still proudly stands atop the exotic car hierarchy, nearly by consensus. Ambitions not aimed chiefly at lavish appointments or vulgar straight-line horsepower, nor obsessing over near-Nürburgring lap times either. Murray, Stevens and their F1 motorsport partners collaborated to honour the human-machine bond through driving in its purest essence first and foremost. The F1 draws its allure from seamlessly blending racing fundamentals, lightweight design and effortless performance into one timeless instrument. An instrument engineered to overwhelm human senses whilst bringing profound satisfaction to the driver's soul, something many others would go on to replicate in the years to follow. The McLaren F1 is simply unmatched on the road then, or indeed now. McLaren may have built faster machines since, but its first no doubt remains its finest. Is there a more perfect road car than the F1? Let us know in the comments. And if you'd enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a like. And if you haven't already, why not subscribe to the channel? You can check out some more of our videos to my right, or why not head over to the channel and see what else we have to offer? I can guarantee you won't be disappointed.